MasterBoris is back with a new video. What's good in the hood? Chicken nuggets with hot sauce on them combos. Today got no reaction. This is also requested, by the way. And yeah, Soraya Brooks is your turn. Hey, we reacted to one of your videos. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna see how you do. The title of this video is American Black Man Wanted to Stay Single Until He Met His Feminine Romanian Woman. Okay? So let's just get right into it. Let's do it.
Today's show features a young American black man who has decided that he wants to stay single until he's 45 years old because he was so sick and tired of the American dating pool. Then he decides to come to Europe, Romania to be exact, starts dating this Romanian traditional beautiful woman, and then he invites her into his apartment and she does the absolute unthinkable. Whatever she did completely changed his mind about wanting to be single. Instead of that, he started thinking about settling down immediately.
And I started to think, you know, I could actually do this relationship.
Oh, shout outs to Martell, bro. I know this dude, bro. Oh, I don't know him, but you know, I've seen his videos before, man. He has some good content, man. Check him out. But yeah, let's keep going.
And I'm so glad that he came online sharing a story with us, because we surely need more success relationship stories like his, right? Since some of you are thinking about expanding their options internationally. But I've said enough, let him tell his story.
You know, in all of my years of dating and relationships, I've noticed that women in Europe, and for me, I'm married to a Romanian woman, right? The way that they are with men are very different from Western women, completely. You see, when I was single and I was just dating around, I remember I met my wife, and there was one thing that she did that really just changed the way that I thought. Because to be honest, I wanted to be single for the rest of my life, right? Or I wanted to be single until I was 45. Because I just gotten tired of Western women. This was in the U.S., by the way. Didn't meet my wife in Romania. Like I'm not a passport bro, if that's what you think, right? I came here for a specific reason. I'll get into that later on. I'll talk about that later on. But she did something that really just kind of like changed my brain, which was when she first came over to my apartment. Usually American women, they don't really want to do anything for men. They kind of just like have you there. You pay for a bunch of shit. They don't really do anything, and they just kind of leave you out to dry, right? You're just there. You're just a provider most of the time. Not all of them, but most of them, right? She did something very interesting. I'm taking my call in my room or something like that, and I start to hear I start to hear the vacuum and everything start to go, and I see her literally deep cleaning my apartment the first time she showed up.
And I'm telling you, you will never be able to experience the difference between how women behave towards you or even treat you unless you come to Europe. Every American that I know who came to Europe, they never looked back, or if they did have to go back because of different reasons, they were so upset about not being able to stay here in Europe. You heard the man saying it. The very first time this woman stepped into his apartment, he picks up the phone, he handles his business in another room, she starts deep cleaning the apartment. This does not mean that she thinks he's dirty, but this is just a woman's touch in an environment that belongs to a man.
Not only that, she's marking her territory. You got her, bro. It was a wrap from that to now. She was marking her territory. She wanted to stay. That's the way, you know, women feeling you. In some cases, you know. But yeah, let's ride out.
Things that the man maybe not pay attention to without even trying to attack him for his hygiene. It's not about that. It's just that women over here, they are still traditional, even though they still go to work and then pay half of the bills. I mean, I'm not saying that all of them are doing it, because toxic feminism is still reaching some women out here. But at the end of the day, there are so many women who would still do this for you. And you see how this changed the man's mind? It was not her performance in bed. It was not her booty. It was not the way she looked. It was the way she behaved in his environment.
So I was like, what the fuck? This is crazy. I've never experienced this with any woman at all. Right? I'm not saying there are no women who do this. There are plenty, but I didn't experience this. And that was when my walls started to break. And I started to think, you know, I could actually do this relationship thing. Now, fast forward, we are married now. We live in Romania now. But at that time, I didn't experience that at all. So I think Romanian women and just European women in general are very different from American women. Now, obviously, you have to be a good man. You have to be able to reciprocate that energy and be healthy and things like that and not be domineering and too just aggressive and things like that. But women in Europe overall have this standard of how they treat men, which I believe is way better than how Western women do. What do you think about this? I'm really interested in you knowing.
Again, not one single lie has been told in this 46-second clip, sweetheart. He's telling the absolute truth. Women over here in Europe, they are more feminine. And when I say that, it's because of what his wife did in his apartment. So they would take care of themselves. They will go to the gym. Some of them are running their businesses. They are still feminine as hell because that's how they're being brought up. This is how we grow up in our household. A modern Western woman could have walked into this man's apartment and not even noticed that it was kind of not tidied up, or it could need just a little bit of cleaning, because a lot of them are not even clean themselves. I'm not saying all of them, but your girl has seen the unthinkable, where women are supposedly run the household, but it was an absolute nightmare. Some modern Western women, they are in a relationship, in a marriage with a man for years and years, and still do not want to clean up after the man because they feel as though, like, wait a minute, I'm not your mother. I'm not your maid. Women over here in Europe, we don't think like that. We just do what we have to do as women. Is it hard on a woman sometimes? I'm sure it is. But honestly, nothing comes easy. I'm so happy that this guy met his Romanian queen. I hope they'll be happily ever after and always stay together. He's absolutely right too. Like, if you treat a...
See, I mean, listen, it's no slight to Soraya. The fact that she has to talk like this says a lot about what's going on in our country. Not even just relationships, everything else. This is a ghetto-ass nation. And sometimes I want to tell Soraya, shut up! But in some cases, she's right. You have women overseas doing the bare minimum for men. And men reward them for it. Which in here, in the lands of Babylon, they don't even want to do the bare minimum. These westernized women, and I'm not singling out my sisters, it's all races of women that's in this country, bro. I mean, there's diamonds in the rough. There's unicorns, but I haven't seen one. Not in the latest. So, for her to say all of that, which you heard, that's really sad. It really is. Like, you don't want to compete? You westernized women don't want to compete? Huh? You think you too good? You ain't good. You're not even good for yourself. You're not even good for yourself. So how you gonna be good for a man? And then you got women crying in the car talking about they need a man, and I have receipts to prove that. In these videos on TikTok and whatever. And men ain't going. They're gonna do what Martell is doing. Find love overseas. It seems like it's that bad. Let's ride out.
Woman with respect, if you take care of yourself, you don't have no messed up habits like you're an alcoholic, you're abusive, you got other problems going on, you're not healed, you still are traumatized by your ex-girlfriend, we're going to treat you just right. It's very simple. You get what you give. You give respect, you will get respect. But you know what? I'm gonna let this Romanian babe explain herself.
Romanian women, 4 myths I'm gonna destroy today. Number 1, we are difficult to deal with, as in we have a temper, #crazy. Well, let me tell you something. Yes, we can be devils, we can go nuts, we can go crazy if you don't respect us, if you step on our boundaries, if you push us, if you don't leave us alone, if you give us a hard time. Yeah, we're gonna show you who we are. You can bet on that. However, if you leave us alone, if you respect us, if you treat us in the right way, listen, we're very peaceful people, us as Romanian women. We just want to be left alone, and if you do that, happy days, no problem. Number two, and this is funny, Romanians are gold diggers. All women are gold diggers. I don't care where you're from, East of Europe, Australia, the US, UK, it doesn't matter. Tell me a woman that doesn't want to have a good car, a beautiful house, brands, purses and bags, and go to the salon all the time. I'm not talking about feminists, by the way, because that's another story. But all women want that more or less. Now, speaking specifically about Romanians, we also have very good jobs. We're very hardworking or hard workers. We are independent. We also make our own money. And like I said, everybody is a gold digger, more or less. And even men are gold diggers, Romanian men or men from everywhere. Number three, we are lazy. No, we are not. We are very clean. We take very good care of our environment and what's around us. If we don't have time, we will get a mate. And I grew up like that. I grew up with a mother that had a career, and she also raised me, and she gave me a very good education. Our house was super nice and neat and clean. We also had a maid, and there's not a problem with that. So us Romanian women, oh my God, everything around us, it's super, super well taken care of. And like I said, clean. And number four, allegedly Romanians are not educated because we come from East of Europe. I'm sorry, but we have private tutors. We go to school. I had my private tutor when I was 10 for English, and then I had others in high school. And we go to the university, and we get a diploma, and we get master's degrees and PhDs, and we travel the world, and we speak many languages. Personally, I'm fluent in 2 other languages than Romanian, and the third one would be German, but that's another story that's kind of broken. However, you just cannot say that Romanian women are not educated, because
I'm glad she cleared that up for us. I mean, you just have to love the accent. You have to love how she's pronouncing these words. And I also love her honesty. See, she said that all women are some type of gold diggers. And I also like the fact how she put an emphasis on, even though she has grown up with a maid in her household, she would still know that it's a must that everything is clean around a woman's environment, or a Romanian's woman environment, to be exact here in this case. Because you would have a lot of women who grew up in a very wealthy environment, but they are dirty because they never learned how to clean up after themselves. So what you see in your household is going to be what you carry on in your own household one day. And that's what I'm saying. Like, they would go to work, but they would still also know to play their wifey and mother and feminine role in their household. And what man is not looking for that type of woman? That's why this young man from America was like, you know what? Mess that trying to be single till I'm 45 madness. I'm going to marry this woman. And he did, and I'm glad that he did. And I'm glad that he didn't go back to the US. I mean, just like he said, this does not mean that all women in America are lazy and no good for nothing. We are not saying that. But obviously, this man has made some experiences which made him come to the conclusion to say that he doesn't want to be in a relationship anymore. I mean, to be honest with you, a lot of modern Western women, they talk too much, they overthink everything, they expect too much, they're delusional, and they don't want to do shit for a man. Listen to this woman on this podcast.
It is not required of me to make your plate, right? Like, I am not your mom. I'm not required to clean up after you. I'm not required to cook for you. I'm not required to do anything for you, right? Because you did not come out of me. I'm not your mom. As a man, as a person, as a human being, you should have been taught life skills to be self-sufficient. It's not a requirement for me to take care of you. If I want to do something out of the kindness of my heart, that's on me. If I do not want to do it, I'm not doing it. How about you make my plate? How about I cooked? Why don't you say to me, babe, why don't you go sit down? I'm going to make your plate. How much would you like?
They completely skipped over the fact that you just cooked for them.
Right.
They don't give a fuck. And
no.
Forget that you cooked.
That honestly is everything you need to know in order to figure that these women in these modern Western countries are delusional. They lost all touch with reality. Gentlemen, travel if you can. And if you are a woman who lives in a Western country, sweetheart, trust me, you can learn from these women who know how to treat a man. And I'm telling you, once you step up your game as a woman, men are going to respond to you very, very differently. I mean, there's really nothing else that I can add to this video. The young man's story in the beginning speaks for itself, and the ladies in the podcast that I just showed you also most definitely speak for themselves. So you make your decision who you really want to be with. At the end of the day, day, everybody should be with whoever makes them happy. Don't be frustrated if the dating pool in your environment does not work out for you so well. Instead of that, use that as some motivation so actually you can step up your game, get your passport, get your money up, and make sure you travel. And I pinky promise to you, once you touch down in Europe, you will never want to go back. And the best time to come to Europe would be the summertime.
Advertising you was doing throughout this video, huh, Soraya? Hey, I get it. Hey, you want guys to experience over there in the Eastern countries. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm glad you did not single out, because I told you about you talking about these hyena, quote-unquote, black women that's consumed by the Garden of Insanity. They was going to get you. They, like, all right, go ahead. Because you was like, you wanted to smoke last year. It seemed like you want to smoke this year, too, in 2026 and beyond. But, yeah, no. Shout out to Soraya Brooks. Yeah, guys, man, go where you appreciate it. I mean, and also, and I said this many times before, women are women no matter where you go. So, thread carefully. But yeah, let's have a conversation in the comment section down below. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. I do a variety of videos here, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.